I mentioned this earlier in the week, but for those of you interested in what's happening in school districts across the country and pondering the idea of possibly running for the school board, tomorrow afternoon, FRC Action is going to have a special election report. Meg Kilgannon will be hosting that. It's a part of our school board boot camp series. It'll be from 1 p.m. Eastern Time to 3 p.m. Eastern Time. To register, go to FRC Action. That's frcaction.org for this iteration of the School Board Boot Camp, the election report. You'll get some stories of those who were successful in running for the school board, and you might pick up some ideas of what you need to do next when that school board seat comes open in your community. All right, yesterday, the U.S.-China Economic and Security Review Commission released its 2021 annual report to Congress. The report covers a wide range of topics, including the Chinese government's evolving control of the corporate sector, China's nuclear forces, Chinese military capabilities, and much more. Now, one key finding from the report is the ability of the United States and Taiwan to deter military aggression by China, and I'm quoting, is in a period of dangerous uncertainty, end quote. Here's what former Senator Jim Talent, a member of the commission, said.
What we found was that the Chinese are at or near an initial invasion capability, which means the ability to conduct a land invasion of Taiwan, even assuming American intervention, albeit at very high risk.
With me now to talk more about this and the virtual meeting that took place on Monday between the two leaders is Gordon Chang, author of The Coming Collapse of China, the Great U.S.-China Tech War. He can be found on Twitter at Gordon G. Chang. Gordon Chang, welcome back to Washington Watch.
Thank you so much, Tony.
Let's start with this report coming from the commission yesterday to Congress. Any surprises here on what they reported?
No, there's no surprise in that we all along that China has this near invasion capability. What's really important about this report, though, is it talks about urgency. The Pentagon believes that if there's going to be an invasion, it'll probably be in the 2027, 2035 timeframe. And so, therefore, they recommend taking out weapons now in order to pay for modernization, to pay for weapons of the future when they think the conflict will occur. But this report suggests that we need to get ready now. In other words, to build up stores of munitions, also to harden our bases in the region. So this has a very different time outlook than the Pentagon does.
And given some of the recent reports that we've seen from our military leaders, China is already ahead of us when it comes to military. I mean, their Navy now reportedly is larger than ours. So we've got to move quickly if we're going to catch up within that time frame.
Yes, and we don't see the urgency from the administration on this, as well as the administration is even thinking of changing our nuclear weapons policy in a way that would make it more difficult for us to deter China. So this is not going in the right direction, Tony.
Gordon, let me ask you your thoughts on President Biden and communist dictator Xi Jinping's virtual meeting Monday. Based on the White House, their report on the meeting.
Yeah, this is a meeting which was certainly ill-timed. But even if it was going to occur, President Biden didn't raise the issue, which is absolutely critical, and that is the origins of COVID-19. Because we're talking about 765,000 Americans who have been killed by this disease, according to Johns Hopkins. He should have talked about this. I mean, to not even discuss it is, to me, a dereliction of duty. We know that Biden didn't raise the issue in his 2-hour phone call with Xi Jinping in February. We don't know about the 90-minute call in September, but he probably didn't raise it then either. This is really inexplicable.
Now, the President Biden, that is, has been defensive, saying, that the communist leader is not his old friend. But in the opening comments, President Xi Jinping made reference to Joe Biden as his old friend. Was that a dig at the president?
Well, it certainly was. there's a little history needed here. If we go back a couple of years, Biden has always talked about Xi Jinping as a relationship. About a couple of months ago, Biden, in response to a question from Peter Doocy at Fox News, said, no, this is just business. We're not friends. And so I think Xi Jinping was trolling Biden by calling him, quote, my old friend. And it was good that Biden said, no, this is just a relationship between two countries.
Well, interesting. A lot to watch there. China is one that I think we've got to keep our eyes on. So we're going to be talking to you quite a bit, Gordon Chang. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Oh, well, thank you so much, Tony. And you're right. Ephesians 6:13, we must stand with the American people and freedom and democracy and our faith.
All right. I hope you're still drinking from that mug.
I certainly am, and thank you.
All right. Gordon Chang. You can find him on Twitter at Gordon G. Chang. And he has one of the stand mugs. You can get yours as well. Go to TonyPerkins.com. They make great Christmas gifts.